The first half of our interview competition is over, and for those of you who are keeping your own scores, get your pencils ready, because we're going to begin the second half with Miss West Virginia, who is Paula Morrison. She's 22. She lives in Barboursville, and she is a junior at Marshall University. And what is your major?
I majored in marketing, and I hope one day to own a retail stores of my own, a chain of them, beginning in West Virginia and then continuing out through the Carolinas.
A retail chain of your own? Now, how large is Barboursville?
Barboursville is approximately about 4,000.
All right. Based on the studies that you have already had there in school, what sort of store would you like to have? What would be a success in Barboursville?
Well, I would have it in the larger cities in West Virginia, not necessarily Barboursville. I would have it in the mall.
You see, she hasn't even gone into business and she's moved out of town already. Now, go ahead.
No, I would start it in the various malls in West Virginia, and it depends on who would give me the best opportunity, and then continue that change on through probably the Carolinas, because I've been through and I have visited some of the malls in there, and they have gotten some nice things.
Very good. Now, if you would like to invest in this project, send your money to Bob Barker, B-A-R-K-E-R, right?
Correct.
Thank you, Miss West Virginia. All right, Miss Nevada, she is Tammy Lee Perkins, 21, lives in Las Vegas, attends the University of Nevada at Las Vegas. And what are you studying?
I'm studying to become a child psychologist.
And what are your plans for the future?
Well, my ambitions are to successfully combine career, marriage, and motherhood. Right now, what's very important to me is to major in child psychology.
Now, you would never guess it to look at her, but you are a gold miner, aren't you?
Yes, sir, I am.
And what do you pan for gold?
Yes, I do.
No.
I try to get rich.
Well, that's good. Yes, that's very good. We've all heard of panning for gold, but I bet there are not 3 people in this audience or at home there probably watching who really know. How do you do it?
Well, it's sort of a long story. What you do is you begin early in the morning. You get up with your family or your friends. You go out to a nearby city or desert, which one you choose. You get your pan, a small shovel. You go and find a river, and you go in the river and you pour water and the dirt, and you swivel that around inside the gold pan, and you're hoping that when you get to the very end that you'll see a very large chunk. Unfortunately, I haven't found a large chunk yet, but I will. I'm determined.
You may find a large chunk tonight, right here.
Hopefully I will.
Thank you, Miss Nevada.
Thank you.
We're ready for you, Miss Georgia. Sophia Bowen, 21. She lives in Marietta. She attended the University of Alabama at Birmingham. And what did you study at the university?
Early childhood education. My plans are to be a school teacher one day.
Why did you choose to become a school teacher?
Well, I love children, and when I was a little girl, I used to play school teacher all the time. And also, there's so many single parents today, and I also want to be a mother figure to children who don't get the love at home.
Now, you have already won the Miss Photogenic title.
Yes, I did.
Which must have been a big thrill. Miss Photogenic is selected by the photographers who are covering the pageant, and that was a thrill.
Yes, I was quite surprised. I had some of the contestants backstage who say, "You're going to win Miss Photogenic." I said, no way, because I'm my own worst critic. And what happened? I won Miss Photogenic, so it was quite an honor.
And she's been told by so many people that she looks like Brooke Shields. Brooke Shields was probably flattered that you're Miss Photogenic, too.
I hope so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Miss Mississippi, Catherine Manning, 24, lives in Drew, Mississippi, a graduate at the University of Mississippi. And what do you have a degree in?
I have a degree in psychology, Bob.
Have you used any psychology here at the pageant?
A lot. Coping skills.
Coping? What have you been coping with?
Oh, just the everyday stress of getting up at 5:30 in the morning, breakfast at 7, coming to rehearsal all day long, going home for dinner, and then going out to some function that we have to attend here in town.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yes, great fun.
And you would recommend it to any young lady watching?
I certainly would.
And you are very pleased that you came.
Very pleased that I came.
And you didn't want anything you said to, for one moment, to be interpreted as criticism.
Not at all.
You see how well trained this child really is? Thank you, Miss Mississippi.
Thank you.
right, Miss Illinois, she is Joan Berg. She's 21. She lives in Arlington Heights. She's a senior at the University of Illinois at Champaign. And what is your major?
I'm majoring in marketing of textiles and apparel.
And what do you want to do eventually?
I would like to own my own marketing consulting firm someday to help the retail industry in this country because I believe in American-made products, and right now we're having difficulty in the retail industry.
You want to own a retail consulting, marketing consulting?
That's correct.
What is it? What would you do?
Well, hopefully if a business was having problems, they would come to Joan Berg's retail consulting firm, and I would try to find where they're having problems, if it's the market niche or their product or where they're located in a particular community.
You'd solve problems.
That's right.
Are you a Chicago Bears fan?
You bet I am.
What would you do? What would you do to solve the problems with the Chicago Bears? The coach is having a problem with the owner. He's having a problem with his star quarterback. They have a quarterback who may be too small for the NFL. What would you do about all this?
Well, maybe if the team let me try to consult them on winning, I don't know.
I think the Bears would like that, yes. Thank you, Miss Illinois. Our first semifinal competition of the evening has been completed. Ahead, we have two more, as well as some fine entertainment. But right now, a recap from Mary.
Here's another look at our judges' selections as the three highest scores in our interview competition. They gave the highest score to Miss Florida, with Miss Texas second, and Miss Mississippi third. There's more competition ahead, as well as some great entertainment. And we'll be meeting the people who'll choose the new Miss USA and seeing what she's going to win right after this word from Era.